I'm honored to be here serving as the Executive Director of Reopen Beach Road, supporting our passionate and committed Board of Directors, and that board, of course, is headed by Mike Cosentino. Our message is clear. It is important to protect your right to public beach access. We, as an organization, represent the 99% of the population that doesn't seem to live right on the beach. The number one question for the last year has been just, where is Beach Road? Well, of course, welcome to Florida, welcome to Sarasota, welcome to Siesta Key, and then welcome to what is officially Siesta Point, although we refer to it as Sunset Beach or Sunset Point or the Pier. Siesta Point is located where the Gulf of Mexico turns into Big Pass, and of course Siesta Key is an island comprised of a combined land and water area of 3.4 square miles. It's pretty tiny considering what a critical place it is, not only to us in Florida, but actually to the whole country and the whole world. Everybody knows where Sunset Point is. Today, Siesta Key is accessible by two bridges, the North Bridge, built in 1917, and the Stickney Point Bridge, built in 1926. Beach Road was originally named and platted as the Avenida Puesta del Sol, and that's translated to Sunset Avenue. And it was part of the historical Miramar Beach subdivision. Beach Road intersects Avenida Messina and Columbus Boulevard and is located, of course, between Sarasota County beach accesses number 2 and number 3. We aren't surprised that many people don't know where Beach Road is. The famous author, John D. MacArthur, who made Siesta Key his home, wrote that the constant stream of newcomers virtually assures that we will forget our past. So let's take a quick look back to understand where we are headed. When Sarasota and Siesta Key were part of Manatee County, public bond money was used to build a bridge and the roads onto Siesta Key. Harry Heigl was the mayor of the city of the Sarasota, and he helped make those things happen. Heigl understood early on the correlation between roads, accessibility, and property values. In 1921, Sarasota was carved from Manatee County and became its own county. In the early 1920s, Florida's modern urban planning movement was emerging. Financing and promotion were provided by John Ringling and by Bertha Palmer. And that money supported planning efforts by John Nolan and by Andrew McAnsh and others. The accessibility of Siesta Key by cars brought people and their money to our island and its beaches. Florida's statewide land boom of the 1920s brought Chicago developer Andrew McAnsh to town. A man of action, he developed the Miramar Hotel in downtown Sarasota, the Miramar Beach Casino, which was located where the Terrace condo now sits, and he platted the subdivision of Miramar Beach that we are talking about today. One of the ways McAnsh incorporated the concepts of modern urban planning was by requiring large, extra-wide sidewalks for his people. He even requested special or zoning exceptions from the city of Sarasota in order to get those in his downtown development. Now, Miramar Beach subdivision was designed in the same way, with 60-foot and 80-foot wide rights-of-way, allowing two-way traffic lanes for automobiles, providing beautiful views of the Gulf of Mexico, as well as ample space for on-street parking, expansive sidewalks, and lush vegetation. One of my earliest memories, I was about 5, and I came to Sarasota for the very first time because I really didn't get here permanently till I was 11, I have to admit. But I remember being taken for long automobile rides after dinner to see the surf and to see the sunsets, and then to see the neon lights on the way home. And today, adjacent to Beach Road, thousands of people continue to create their memories and to treasure their special daytime and sunset activities on the beach. Now, in land development, this is a picture of the Miramar Plat, and on the top is, of course, Avenida Messina, and on the bottom, Columbus Boulevard. But in land development, when someone wants to sell lots from raw land, they have to create a subdivision. The subdivision plat shows both what land will be sold as lots, as well as the land that will be used as streets. Every subdivision is different, but when a plat is accepted by the county, it becomes official. The dedication language that describes the manner by which the streets are to be used is found in the plat of the Miramar Beach subdivision, platted on January 20th, 1926. It was already Plat Book 2, number 130, I think, page 130. So it wasn't the first subdivision in town, but it was early on. And that was platted by Chicagoan Andrew McCanch. And again, it was noteworthy for Beach Road and Avenida Messina at 60 feet wide and Columbus Drive at 80 feet wide. In the Miramar Beach subdivision, the streets were dedicated to the use of the public for thoroughfare purposes only. Thus, Beach Road was dedicated to the use of the public. McCanch's design indicates that he understood well that public beach accessibility and public beach vistas were the cornerstone of his development. Now, a thoroughfare is defined as a street that intersects another street at each end. May 11th, 2016, street vacating of Beach Road created an illegal cul-de-sac that violates the rights of every owner in the subdivision and impacts the safety of the general public. It created Avenida Messina essentially as a dead end. By the 1960s, although there were many booms and busts in the local land business since the 1920s, the population of our island continued to steadily rise as the decades rolled by. By the 1960s, we were pretty well built out, where once we had rode horses and jeeps down the beach. Once we had parked anywhere on the roadside and walked to the beach. Now that was done. It was no longer possible. Now homes and hotels lined the road. Parking became very difficult. And the beach accesses that were still open were the result of old plats where streets dead-ended into the Gulf of Mexico. This is a slide that shows you some of the primary beach accesses that remain, but already gone is Manatee Street, Lake Street, B Street, Cannon Street, Shell Road parallel to the water, Cedar Street South, which is South Shell Road, alleyways parallel to Heigl Avenue from North Shell Road to South Shell Road, Tampa Lane, Miami Lane, and now Beach Road is next in line. So as the population and popularity of Siesta Key grew, so did the price of our Gulfront land. And as the nature of supply and demand continued to drive prices upward, numerous property owners asked the county to abandon the roadways leading to the Gulf. Beach and water access began disappearing at an alarming rate. By the 1970s, Walt Rothenbach, who was then the county director of Parks and Recreation, took action by having the county's survey crew mark the remaining road rights-of-way as beach access points. Those are the ones that we know today. Further protection came from the Florida Community Planning Act of 1975, which required every county to have a comprehensive plan to guide its future growth. By 1985, the county's development actions, needed to be consistent with that comprehensive plan. Our comprehensive plan in Sarasota County, in the Parks Policy, Chapter 3, Section 1.1.13 stated, "The county shall not vacate segments on waterfronts along any creek, river, bay, or gulf access point, and shall encourage right-of-way use of these areas for coastal beach and water access."